You were never supposed to see this mission. It wasn't in the trailers, it wasn't even part of the game. But the story it told was real. They said Black Ops was just fiction, a Cold War thriller made for entertainment. But the numbers, the voices, the hallucinations, those weren't invented by game designers. They were extracted from real people. Between 1953 and the late 1970s, the CIA ran a program so disturbing, even the US government tried to erase it. It was called MKUltra, a secret experiment in mind control, memory erasure, and psychological programming. And decades later, Activision used it as the blueprint for a billion-dollar video game series. This is the story of how fiction became reflection, and how millions of players unknowingly reenacted one of the darkest chapters in modern history. In Call of Duty Black Ops, you play as Alex Mason, a decorated soldier subjected to something he doesn't understand. The numbers, the confusion, the loss of control. It might seem like a clever sci-fi twist, but it's not. The idea of controlling a soldier's mind was once a real and terrifying obsession. In the early days of the Cold War, fear didn't just live on battlefields. It lived in laboratories, in government basements, in secret meetings hidden from public eyes. MKUltra wasn't just one experiment. It was over 100 sub-projects carried out across dozens of hospitals, universities, and prisons, all with one goal: to break the mind and rebuild it from scratch. The methods: torture, drugs, sensory deprivation. Men and women were drugged with LSD for days. Some were locked in darkness for weeks. Others were hypnotized, beaten, or unknowingly subjected to procedures meant to erase their identities. The CIA hoped they could erase a personality and then program a new one in its place. These were not rumors. These were documented, declassified, and in many cases the subjects never even gave their consent. Fast forward to Black Ops. The mission: infiltrate memories, control behavior, activate commands with spoken phrases. All of this is ripped straight from the MKUltra playbook. In fact, Mason isn't even a unique creation. Real MKUltra survivors described feeling like marionettes. Some claim they lost years of memory, others that they were programmed to act on command. The game gives us a slogan: the numbers, Mason. What do they mean? But in real life, the people who heard those numbers never found out. Let's go deeper. One of the most infamous sub-projects of MKUltra was something called Sub-Project 84. Its aim: to test whether a subject could be given a false identity, complete a mission, and then forget everything. Sound familiar? In one test, a man was hypnotized to believe he was a soldier on a secret mission. He was given a fake name, a fake objective, a target. He carried out the task, and afterward remembered nothing. Another project used children. That's right. Children were allegedly tested in schools, orphanages, and foster homes. Why? Because they were considered suggestible. Then there was Operation Midnight Climax. The CIA literally ran safe houses in San Francisco where civilians were unknowingly dosed with LSD. While under the influence, agents watched from behind two-way mirrors taking notes. This wasn't science. It was psychological warfare, not on enemies, but on their own people. Black Ops nods to this history without ever saying it aloud. The labs, the hypnosis, the voice commands, all based on reality. The game may be fiction, but the inspiration is all too real. Here's something most players don't know. Many modern shooters, including Call of Duty, have worked with real military consultants. From weapons to tactics to dialogue and geopolitical accuracy. But there's a deeper layer. In 2019, journalists uncovered that the Pentagon and CIA had direct influence over hundreds of Hollywood scripts. The goal? To shape how the public perceives war. Games, being one of the most powerful forms of media today, are not immune. That doesn't mean there's a secret agenda behind every mission. But it does mean the military sees value in these portrayals. What better way to train a generation to accept surveillance, intervention, and endless war than by making them interactive? Black Ops may not have been written by the CIA, but the fact that it aligns so closely with real declassified operations should make us wonder, is it just storytelling? Or is it something more? Call of Duty isn't the villain here, it's a game, a powerful one, a cultural mirror. But that mirror reflects more than just gameplay. It reflects the hidden history of modern warfare, of psychological manipulation, of how little we know about the programs that operated in our name. MKUltra was real, the trauma was real, the victims were real. The only fiction is that it ended. So next time you pick up the controller and hear those numbers, remember the truth isn't classified, it's just easy to forget. The numbers, Mason, what do they mean?